Hey everybody, it's me, Wayne Klingman, with a fantastic show of Root River Revitalization. I gotta tell you, I'm really excited about today, and it's too bad that this show won't be on for a couple more weeks after today, because today at the REC, and of course by the time you see this, this event will already be gone, is going to be the public review from the Root River Council of something that they're calling Rootworks, which is their idea, their plan of the revitalization of the Root River, from about the REC to the harbor. And I'm really, truly excited about this. This is 36 pages about, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, of the most exciting stuff I've seen in a long time. It rocks, it rolls, it even buys you cream cheese. Let me assure you this, I've read this plan extensively, and I'm really, truly excited, because in this plan calls for some really neat stuff. Something that this dream will do so much good for the city of Racine. One thing it's calling for is on Water Street with something they call a Machinery Row, a TIF to be formed, a tax sentimental financing district around that area to help revitalize that. And maybe part of this TIF will do such things as generate an income stream to go and fix up that intersection of Marquette Water. Because I gotta say, you people out here that see this city of Racine who might drive up and down that area, that intersection in a nutshell sucks. To my opinion, and no expert, it's dangerous. I know I've driven up and down Water Street doing research for the show on my blog, which you can see that information about on this page from time to time. And I gotta tell you, it's difficult to get out of there safely. And I hope that part of the TIF calls for, allows the financing for doing that whole intersection over. I think it's about time that's done, probably on both sides of Marquette. Now, a thing I don't know, because I'm not an engineer, I don't play one on TV, is if they do that intersection, will those buildings on that intersection on both sides of Water Street at the Marquette intersection, will that necessarily force the city somehow to get control of them and knock them down? Because I gotta tell you, as I look at that street and all the engineering that needs to be done, I would think that engineering would necessarily conflict hugely with those buildings' existence, and then may cause those buildings to go down. No, I would hope that the owner would be able to sell those buildings at a reasonable cost so that the city wouldn't have to do eminent domain on them. But we got to do what we got to do, people, because that work, in my opinion, needs to be done. Let's see how this goes across. We really, truly will. It's really sad to say, as well as that one building on the south side of that intersection of Marquette and Water Street is where the aquaponics center that we have in Racine going. It's been in the paper. You know, the guy that runs it was in the paper recently talking about the fact that he does not think that the mayor had visited him yet. And he was very upset about that. That I can blame him, because after all, our mayor went to Chicago to present his ideas on aquaponics. You know, that was in the paper. And I would hope that the mayor would have went to that center to look at it. And I am told by someone who knows the mayor that he in fact was there. But anyway, I don't know if something happened, like the guy forgot the mayor came by, or the mayor doesn't announce it, but you think he would, he would think he would be all over this, in my opinion. But who knows what happened in that situation. I do hope the mayor hasn't been there yet. I do hope he takes the opportunity to go there, because this is something that's really neat for the city of Racine. It would be a shame if through the expansion of Water Street, if that building would have to come down or get modified in such a way that that center would not be able to be there. But it is what it is, people. The Root River project must happen according to this plan, because once it's been seen by City Council and it gets accepted, it's the law of the land. It will happen, because it has to happen. It will be ordinance. Other things have to go according to plans, be it the uptown plan, be it the different plans we have, the different areas that are seen. It has to be done. The planning process takes a while to do. That's why there's been all these public meetings about the river, people. That's because they want our input on the river and what we want to be done. And I'm sad to say that so few people showed up for them. I've been to them all, and I don't think I've seen over 50 people in any one of them. Wow. And when you consider the fact that a lot of those 50 people were members of the City of Racine staff, were a part of Racine County Economic Development Corporation, were a part of the consultants, paid a lot of money for that matter, and so the plan really looks nice. Paid a lot of money to do this plan. Makes me sad, because I would want the whole community to be involved, not a handful of people. What really makes me sad too is that none of these people were from my area. I would hope that my area of West 6th Street would have taken the advantage of being part of a process that could really help improve their lives. But you can't make people go. You can only tell them about it. You know, you can only tell them about it. You can't make them go. And what's really, truly sad as well is that when I read and communicated with the river people, river council people, I'm told, and I have emails to this fact, that they did all kinds of things to get people to show up, to include going door to door. Now, I've talked to a lot of my neighbors, and they don't remember seeing anything. They don't remember anybody coming door to door. But then again, when you live on 6th Street area, the West 6th Street area, and you live on Jones, which I do, or Frank Avenue, or some of these other streets, you don't want to walk up down knocking those doors because sometimes during the day it's not the safest in the world. Because I can understand why that may not have happened. But I suspect strongly that the river people really tried to do a good job at communicating the best they knew how with the people the city are seeing. So again, I'm disappointed that more people didn't show up. Because can you really truly say that less than 50 people make up a true representation of the community? So when you go ahead with something like the Rootworks, which are calling this plan, and you see it, community involvement, that it really truly is community involvement? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. To me, in my opinion, for what it's worth, that I would be really, really happy. It was 100 people plus that they could document. I would be all over the place saying, I talked to the guy that runs Case. I talked to the guy that runs Aurora. I talked to this guy. I talked to this guy. I bothered people so much that I got thrown in jail for it. I would be all over the fact that I was talking to people and be able to document and bring them to these meetings and say, hey, I'm for this, I'm for that, and get them for their people, other people involved. But that didn't happen for whatever reason, I'm just sad to say. Now, something else we'll see going on with this whole thing with the Rootworks is I suspect a business improvement district be formed to help attract business to this area as well, working hand in hand with the TIF. Now, what's sad to say, too, is I don't know, hopefully they have better luck because we look at other things that the city's tried, like West Racine. I'd say an empty lot. Supposedly, the city's working really closely with the county to get the right people there to do something with that lot that's now the West Racine Farmers Market. And they've been trying to do it for a long time, but I'm not seeing any action. But I'm absolutely sure that this plan will be different in the way it's presented and the way it's marketed. And this plan will be totally, radically different and a great improvement from what's going on in the past with different things. Don't you? I do. I do. Now, what's really fascinating is this. The same people who wrote this plan wrote the one for Baraboo, Wisconsin, this little town I'm from. And I've been up and down the Riverwalk a lot, and the Riverwalk looks great. I see people up and down there all the time, up and down there a lot myself because it looks nice. But that plan calls for a lot of revitalization too. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing the condo developments. I'm not seeing the other things going on here that the Baraboo River plan calls for happening. I don't know why. Maybe it's the economy. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I hope that, again, this consultant's plan would be better and we're seeing than perhaps what it looks like in Baraboo. Right? That's what I'm saying.